Who are you and what do you make?
I am Miss Twisted, aka people call me Charlotte. I make everything. Like, I do a lot of different crafty stuff, but primarily I would say that I specialize in a lot of original designs. Being a maker for me is just like, I think of a thing that I want to exist in the physical world. The main thing about being a maker is, like, I guess, audacity to figure out how to do stuff and then just make it happen. Being able to like think back on those stories that I used to read that gave me that dreamlike quality, I think it's more than just nostalgia. It's like reclaiming that part of yourself, you know? I think I kind of rediscovered that as I got older. Like, you don't have to put stories away, and like these childish whims don't have to go away when you're an adult. Like, you can still enjoy these things.
Your first real viral original character would probably be Juniper.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you talk us through how Juniper was created?
So I've always liked owls, and I love the idea of harpies. I think they're a really cool, underrated mythical creature. And I had this idea of like, harpies are always like these big monster savage creatures. And I love the idea of like, what if there was a harpy that was like a kind of not that? And I liked the idea of like an owl harpy, you know, like combining these two things. And it was of course during COVID, during lockdown, like 2020. I think I had this desire to make something or someone that felt wholesome, this warmth and comfort, just to kind of like, I don't know, tell myself and tell everyone else like, hey, it's gonna be okay. Literally creating my own comfort character.
Yeah.
I was one of those quiet kids that was in my own head, making up stories all the time, very imaginative. So I think the characters and things that I make have that element where they feel like they're inspired by mythology or like, you know, fairy tales, a lot of fantasy. I think it's nice to bring that whimsy back into the world, and it's what inspires me is the idea of telling stories, having someone stop in awe, looking at this cool angel or this scary dragon. Okay, so this is like, I call it like my dungeon room because it's like the basement floor and everything is cold and dark down here, but it obviously has a lot more space to work with, even if it's not as pretty. This is the stuff from the Moth Witch, who is a character that I made because I really wanted to use like these grey-brown colors, you know, obviously do a bit of moth stuff, but there's a lot of symbolism behind sort of a psychopomp character, like a psychopomp mixed with like a hospice nurse, this idea of someone to like gently help you through to your final moments in a very like kind and soft way. I think it's just the feeling of another world of magic that doesn't exist here, and the sense of a world that, you know, is fair in a way where, you know, good people will be rewarded for being good and the villains will eventually get punished. It's not something that exists in our world. That's why I keep coming back to fantasy worlds and fantasy characters. A year or two after that, I really wanted to make like almost a reverse of that character or a sister character, which is what led me to making the Moth Witch. A whole separate costume where I wanted everything to be like completely different, bursting with life, like the dewdrops everywhere, the butterflies instead of the moth. And so these two characters are sort of like not in opposition, but like two sides of the same coin.
Taking a different perspective on the same sort of idea.
Yeah. I can't stop thinking, it's the second I start thinking about me as a kid that gets me. Yeah. The word autistic didn't have the same connotations when we were younger. Like, there wasn't neurodivergent people. Your world felt like just what you had in high school or in primary school. And in those spaces, I was the weird one. And like, it just felt like something was wrong with me. Finding out that that's not the case and it's not that uncommon to be a person like I am. Ignore the fact that they've lost a couple of fingers. A combination of like soft creatures and like, you know, animalistic features, but also something like a little bit celestial, a little bit creepy, a little bit body horror.
This guy is so cool. The videos that you posted of you in the like the hallway with them with the lights, it just gets you in that sort of like, one, why is this beautiful?
Yeah.
But two, this would be the most terrifying thing to see in your house on a late night. Just like,
yeah, it really would.
Beautiful thing that is going to murder you.
That's exactly what I was aiming for, though, is this mix between something that feels beautiful and otherworldly and ethereal, but also you should run.
What advice would you give to that weird, quirky kid who thinks that that's where they're always going to be?
Don't stop being that weird, quirky kid. Like, don't change that aspect about yourself, because you'll eventually find like-minded people that appreciate like fantasy and weirdness and all the things that you like as well. It's not just you're not just stuck in high school trying to fit in with everyone else and doing makeup in a certain way and whatnot and trying desperately to fit into this small box. Don't stop being yourself. You'll find the right people to be yourself around. Yeah. Hi, I'm Charlotte, and I'm a maker.